Look at them. They are not into each other. So we'll get into it. They're just back to back. Okay. Bottom of the deck for your love life. Ooh, my gosh. We have the 5 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, and the Chariot. I only said, oh my gosh, because it's a card of conflict, and I'm seeing conflict between this Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Okay, I'm cutting the deck. Top will be for your career. Awesome. Ace of Pentacles. 3 of Swords. And the King of Wands. Oh, God. What are you guys doing to me? Okay. Bottom of the deck for your life purpose. We have the 4 of Cups. The Ace of Swords. And the Star. That's nice. I always love finishing a spread with a positive card. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. All right, and don't forget about this 6 of Cups over here. So, general energy with the 6 of Swords. This is about moving on to something better. You're leaving the past behind. It can also mean taking a trip. But what the hell is up with these two queens? So we could have a water sign, female energy, older, like more established, Cancers, Pisces, Scorpio, versus a powerful air sign, female energy, intellectual, confident, capable, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Luckily, these are not earth signs, so you are not in direct conflict with anyone. You guys, I just need to pull a card to go right in the middle to see why. What are they upset about? I don't know if you have a group of friends and there are two people fighting. If you have two women or two energies fighting over you, but it doesn't even seem very much like love. Okay, but you know what? I'm going to stop looking at them as people, because the card that came out to go right in the middle here is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay? So, oh my God, this makes sense. Remember how I said the Fool has decisions to make? This lady here is very much about her emotions. This lady here is very much about rationale, or being rational, being intellectual. This is intuitive energy. This is more logical. There we go. Energy. Okay? And in the middle is the 7 of Pentacles. So, you could be moving on from something, and now with the Fool energy that you have, you're starting something new, but you don't know whether to follow your heart or your head. And this something new has to do with this Ace of Pentacles. Okay? And this is making sense too now. That was the 3 of Swords, in case you guys are listening and not watching. So yeah, I'm very much seeing a struggle right now on deciding whether to follow your heart or your head, in terms of which seeds are more important to plant, whether to take the leap of faith or to follow the path that you know has structure and stability. All right? I'm glad I figured that out, because I was like, who the fuck are these women? And why do they hate each other? But this makes sense, way more sense. Okay, let's move on to your love, and we'll come back to this. I'm sure it's going to be the theme. This is the general energy, so it will pop up. Okay, we have conflict, the 5 of Wands. We have the followed by the 4 of Wands, and then the Chariot. So you could be coming into the month of April. Also, I'm going to tell you what just came to my mind. So yes, you could be coming into it with this conflict. Maybe you have 2 offers. Maybe one makes more sense logically, but you really fucking like this other one because you give you those feelings that you can't explain. I'm such a loser. Oh my god. But you know what I mean? And to be honest, it looks like you make a decision, and whatever decision you make towards the middle of April is making you feel emotionally fulfilled. You've gone from conflict to milestones, celebrations, contentment. Like there's a little couple in there and they're happy. And so, followed by the Chariot, it could very, very much be a Cancer. And why I'm saying that is because if you guys can see here, there's the Queen of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. It looks like because the 7 of Pentacles is clearly facing the same way as the Queen of Cups, it looks like you're choosing the water sign. You're choosing to plant the seeds with this water sign, if that's what conflict you guys have in your life. I'm also seeing conflict in your career. So if this isn't resonating with you, just hold off. But if it is, yes, I see you making the decision to follow your heart, follow your emotions, and that could also mean choosing this water sign. However, it could also, the Chariot doesn't have to be the Cancer. It can be you choosing, making the choice and sticking to it and taking action on it and feeling confident about it. Okay, so your love life seems okay. Starts off a little rough. And again, if these are 2 women, this could be them fighting over you. But whatever the case is, it turns out all right with this 4 of Wands. And I'm getting a very strong Cancer energy here. So, career. This is the job that you have now and or about to get with this Ace of Pentacles. But then it's followed by the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords, which doesn't have to be about love, especially because it's not in your love reading. It can be a card about a difficult ending, but when I see the 3 of Swords as opposed to the 10 of Swords, I see the 3 of Swords as more like ripping off a band-aid, where the 10 of Swords is like something that's coming to an end. The 3 of Swords is like, it hurts right now, but it is also fleeting. Okay? It's like, it takes less time, in my opinion, to get over the 3 of Swords than to get over the 10 of Swords, if that makes sense. But in terms of your career, I'm just a little confused because we have the Ace of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, and then the King of Wands. So I'm going to pull a clarifier for this. I don't know, either the 3 of Swords or the King of Wands. Maybe 2 will jump out, or I'll just see where it fits. I'm focusing on that 3 of Swords. What is happening in Capricorn's career? Jesus, sorry, a lot of cards fell out. I need to pull one more card, you guys. I'm stumped. I'm not stumped. I can figure it out, but I just want some clarity on the King of Wands. Oh, that came flying out. Interesting. Okay, so I don't know, you guys. On the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups, which again could be a love offer, or it's a new beginning of some kind of venture that makes you emotionally fulfilled, emotionally, like the Queen of Cups here that we've talked about, versus the rational intellect. Like, you got the Ace of Cups versus the Ace of Swords, okay? Just gonna say that. Actually, I take that back because you have the Ace of Swords. Fuck. Damn it. I'm not mad, but I'm just like, this, you guys have some decisions to make. Anyway, so the card that jumped out for the King of Wands is the Emperor, which is the card of Aries. The King of Wands is a fire sign. It's a king. The Emperor is a king, and he's an Aries. He doesn't have to be. But so we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, King of Wands, the Lovers, and the Emperor. So you may be needing to accept an offer or decline someone's offer for a job. I'm really trying to focus on career here, even though the Lovers came out on top of the fucking Three of Swords. I don't think I can ignore that. But let me just say, you could be declining someone's offer and choosing an offer from a fire sign, or the offer that makes you, that is more creative, more passionate. The job that's going to fulfill you in that way. With the Emperor, well, I was holding up the Emperor, but I was talking about his fire sign. I was talking about this King of Wands here. Okay, but you might need to accept a job offer over a love offer. And that's where this Three of Swords comes in. With the Lovers, you might, because remember we have the Ace of Cups on the bottom here too, and I was asking for clarity about the Three of Swords. So if we had the Ace of Pentacles versus the Ace of Cups and the Three of Swords in the middle with the Lovers, which is making a choice, you might need to make a choice between a job offer and a relationship. And that can cause whoever you're making that choice over this heartache. And it can cause you heartache, for sure. But it's hard. Guys, the reason that my ex and I broke up was because he chose fucking snowboarding. Not really over me, but I understood, because I was like, dude, you need to go follow your passions and I'm not coming with you. So that could be the case, you guys. But you're choosing what's best for your future, what's going to bring you the stability, but also the creativity, the fulfillment. Like, Wands is what really ignites your fire. So for some of you, I think that you might be in the situation where you have to choose what makes more sense. Between what makes more sense and, you know what? I was looking again at this Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords. It's another very similar choice. So whether to follow your heart or your head, and I can't tell you what to do, and I really think you need to decide that for yourself. And for a lot of you, it's going to cause heartache, which means I think you might be choosing what's best for you over what's best for your relationship. But for some of you, what is best for you is your relationship and is not the job. Let me tell you that. So really pay attention to that. When you're going, I'm sorry, but it's not bad. You just have choices. And I started this reading off by saying that. And you need to figure out what is going to work out best for you. I'm thinking of that Fool energy. Don't be naive. Don't make a decision and hope everything's just going to work out, because you could literally fall to your demise. And I don't believe there is a wrong decision, but with the Fool card being a major arcana, there's just a potential for one decision to be less beneficial than the other. It will be more significant, okay? Finally, let's move on, and then I need to pull some clarifiers for you because I can't leave you like this. But your life purpose, okay? We have the Four of Cups, followed by the Ace of Swords, and then the Star card. So the Star card is Aquarius, just so you know. The Ace of Swords is also an air energy, and we have the Queen of Swords up here. But let's start with the Four of Cups. This is a guy who's focused on what he has. He's set in his ways, and he's not looking at what else is out there, what else is being offered to him. But then it's followed by the fucking Ace of Swords, which, let me tell you, if you notice, this wreath is different than this wreath here, or garland, or whatever. One of these is said, I'm pretty sure, to represent intellect, and the other one is said to represent creativity. So I think this one would be intellect, this one would be creativity, and it's another choice. Just gonna put that out there. So something's being offered to you, or not offered to you. This is about you taking action, making a choice. So you are making the choice, you guys. This is fucking finally coming together. I don't know what the choice is, but whatever it is, it's going to be okay because you have the Star card, which is the wish fulfillment card, the wish card. It's like your dreams, what you truly want is becoming available to you. And with the Chariot, so maybe this isn't a water sign, this is just you taking action, okay? Oh, you guys. And it's about you not moving past this energy of the Four of Cups, not fixating on what you have and being open to what is being offered to you, the other options, and finally becoming strong in that. And now, when I'm looking at your general energy again, I'm seeing it as a progression of you moving on to something and going from your listening to your emotions to listening to your head. And you're choosing your head over your heart by the end of April. You're going to be conflicted, but even when I look at this middle row here, it goes from the Queen of Cups, the Four of Wands, but then there is the Three of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So a lot of you guys, I think you're going to be choosing what is best for you over love right now, over your emotions, what is best and what makes the most sense. And now that I think of it, you guys are Capricorns, and I know that you are very logical. You think about the future. You're not super emotional, although I'm not saying you don't love. I know you do, and you're also creative. But characteristically, you guys are able to make sense, to be logical, to be rational when making these decisions. You might trip up a little bit. You might be conflicted here, but you know what to do and what's going to fulfill you the most. Jesus, that was a little bit of a whirlwind, wasn't it? I'm going to just pull one oracle card because I feel like I just summed up this reading, and I'm afraid that if I start pulling one for your love life, one for your career, I'm just going to get confused in this decision making again. So I'm just pulling one overall oracle card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. But truthfully, you guys, out of all the readings I've done, this one has felt like one of the clearest in terms of the messages that I'm receiving and the story that's being told. Okay, so your card fell out. Interesting. Okay, so the card that fell out is Message in a Bottle, upright. And the card on the bottom of the deck is Chaos and Conflict in reverse. And that's why I laughed, because of the chaos and conflict. But let me just read to you. I'm going to start with the chaos and conflict. We'll finish with Message in a Bottle. And you guys can go on your merry way and start making some decisions. So chaos and conflict, the protection message, which is the reversal. This is an advantageous moment to restore order and recognize the opportunity for negotiation. Even in the seeming chaos, there is a kind of divine order, a complete restoring of elements. I'll move this back up so you can see me read to you and I can say goodbye. So, a complete resorting of elements. This is powerful. If your intention is to find the best solution for the highest good of all, there is positive news. The timing is perfect. Things are already stirred up, so don't be afraid to jump into the mix. You'll discover everything you need to know about how this situation affects you long term. Be present in the eye of chaos. This moment is valuable. Don't waste it. So I know that's a little broad, but what I've got from it is, even though things seem chaotic, just pay attention and you can make it work. You can make this all work somehow. Some heartache might be involved, but everybody goes through heartache. And it's a process. It's a part of life. And it always leads you somewhere better. And I don't think it's you going through the heartache. I think it's whoever you're dealing with. Which is nice for you, isn't it? Okay. Message in a Bottle. Let's see what stands out. So the essential meaning is communication, a sign, a Cledon, which is the ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. Fuck, that's cool. That could be this Ace of Pentacles. It could be something that comes in and you're like, oh, shit. That's probably a sign that I should act on. Anyways, so the oracle's message. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today your message is this. Spirit hears you and the reply is favorable. Okay, and I was just looking at the prosperity message. You are on target with your purpose and your passion. You are coming into alignment with your destiny, and Spirit wants you to know that you're on the right track. Expect a call, a new opportunity, or a message from an old friend or business contact that will lead you closer to your dreams and greatest desires. Spirit has been listening to you. So, you guys, maybe this is going to be a little bit easier than you expect. Pay attention to the signs.